Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So here we are once again for turn 57, part 2, I do believe the actual turn is. Oh, I can hear myself in the background, that's not good. There we go, turn that off. Whoopsie. Okay, we'll get going here just shortly. Okay. There we go, all good to go now. How you doing, Ben 80? Good to have you, my dude. Yeah, so Infinite has been so kind as to go through and take a look at the pilots, which is very nice, actually. Those being the only changes. These changes are changes that we do actually talk about and make together, which is really quite good. It definitely helps to have a experienced eye helping me out. Now, we've been having a discussion actually in the Chrysanthemum order only recently today actually, in regards to what do we do regarding Numair. How you doing there, Thor? Good to have you, my dude. So I think we'll take a look at the situation here. Now the fatigue / disruption isn't that bad that I wouldn't condone another attack. My only, I don't know, I'm just thinking, is it potentially worthwhile just to have a day's rest and then attack? I think it's one of those of either we attack and then we rest anyway, or we rest and then attack. I think it's going to be roughly that frame anyway. Let's go ahead and take a look at the combat report. Okay, here we go. So preparation continues to be a bad point for them, which is rather interesting actually in regards to the preparation there. That is interesting. See, the encouraging result here is the fact that we are destroying more squads than we are disabling. But non-combatant 21 destroyed, 6 disabled. I really don't think he has any... Well, I don't think he really has much left in the way of, well, just genuine frontline infantry. I just don't think he has many. Hey, doing there, pirate? Yeah, the adjusted defense is always a pain in the arse. I mean, obviously this value is being multiplied by the actual terrain. I mean, the terrain very much helps, the forts do help. It may be worthwhile. I think we might go then. I mean, this is it. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, it really is just a matter of we either rest today or we rest tomorrow. I'm not too thrilled about the amount of disabled squads over here, to be honest. Let's see. So the reinforcements are not too far out. I mean, these men are... They've got a fair amount of fatigue. Though I might have them actually just march over here to Lafawa, which is obviously going to be where they would be more than likely actually used to garrison, to be fair. So what's the plan? Indeed, indeed. What do we have over here at Comaman? So this isn't the entire unit either. They're spread out across Luganville, Canton Island, and Comac. So I have elements here of the 61st Naval Guard and the 52nd Naval Guard. I would like to get these units back together and just make it easier to organize them. Luganville, Tarawa, Numair. Oh god. That's not that bad yet. I mean, it is going to crack sooner or later. It is getting to that point now. The AV is not bad. So it's about 2/3 of the actual unit here available in the 4th Infantry Regiment. The 144th, yeah, it's just over 50% of the regiment available. Luckily though, the HMG sections are actually still in good order, which is very good news. The HMG sections obviously having the majority of the firepower there. So the issue is that the 61st Naval Guard is a fragment. It's not the main fragment, it is only a fragment of it. It's a decent chunk of that unit, but not the largest chunk. I can imagine their experience has very much grown. I mean, the issue is the 61st Naval Guard is the experience is quite low there at 59. Everybody else is pretty experienced. I mean, you look at that 90, 81, 91 here as well. It's going to be quite useful to have a tank regiment with quite a decent amount of experience, actually. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual track. We might be able to take a look at these units and really see how they've actually developed over their time over here at Numea. I think I'm leaning towards... I mean, to be honest, it's one of these questions of where... I'm not against attacking, but I'm not against resting either. I suppose this is the issue here, really, isn't it? Okay, we're just waiting for that to load. To be honest, I'd like to take a look at the actual fatigue game that they had there. So we'll take a look. So LCUs. So... no, shock attack isn't good enough. It's just the nature terrain there. It's not worth it. It's jungle rough, so bear in mind that they're getting that ×3 anyway. I forget what odds we need. I think we need like either 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 odds. It's either 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. I'd have to double check. We only had 1-to-1 odds there. So the thing is, it's like if we, I mean, we'd gain the benefit of a shock attack, but the thing is, it's like if it doesn't work, we suffer significantly more casualties. And the thing is, it's, well, they're clearly being broken down anyway. Yeah, no, but it's not true though. Like, they've got an adjusted defense at 100. That's not insignificant. The thing is, they have very little in the way of assault value. But the fact is, even if these units are disabled, they're still able to fight. It doesn't seem as if they're going to be surrendering anytime soon, which is remarkable actually, considering the amount of pressure they've been under. But it is what it is, and we'll make do with the situation. I mean, these battles like this, I mean, Mersing, Numea, they're almost like microcosms of what's to come in the future, really, and we do learn a lot of lessons from these battles. Very interesting lessons. So we'll take a look then. So we've got the 4th Infantry. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Right, Infantry. Active. I think they're under... what are they actually under? 7 Army. Well, that's 104. Well, is it 4th or 104th? I did see that. Anyway, we'll go for the 7 Army. Whatever it is. 7 Fleet. 7 Army, there we go. Yeah, it's definitely attached to the 4th Infantry. Imperial Japanese Army. Oops. Ah, there we go. 4th Infantry Regiment. Numea, there we go. In fact, what I can do here then is all... let's put all as well. So location. In fact, let's see. Put all on there, we can see every unit there. So, let's see, Numea. Numea. Here we go. So take a look at the history of the unit here then, shall we? So you can see this is how it began. So it looks like their full strength was about 144 vehicles there. It's not been like that for a little while. So you can see that, this was obviously during the phase of your invasion, landing at Lafoa. We arrived at Noumea then on turn 56. So we've been here a few days, really. Launched, I mean, I think this was just too much. I think the shock attack really did cost us significantly. So I'm very much against shock attacks in the future. I think it was potentially viable, but I just don't think our luck was very good that day. You can see how that fatigue really did ramp up there. Now, what I want to point out here then is, you see, during these days of rest, look at how the fatigue climbed down from 25 all the way down here to 7. How many days have we been here then? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've been here 12 days. So longer than the week estimate that we originally had. And it's looking possibly like maybe 2 weeks before the base does fall, but we'll see. Let's take a look at the contents. Right, you can see our strength has been diminishing. We did recover some vehicles from this point over here, though, as you can see, from the low point of 118. You can see that the actual table equipment has actually increased. It was there at a high of 88, so we can recover pretty quickly. Our maximum being 96. So, I think it is worthwhile. I think we are going to go potentially with the rest today. Yeah, experience has been going. And let's see here then. So experience. So they began the game with 60. Actually, no, is that? Let's have a look here. Right, 70 over here is what they began the game with at the Baldoarb. And they're up to 72 now. So they have gained some experience. Morale has increased from 75. There were some nice, yeah, you can see the morale from the rest and training over here. Well, they should have been rest and training. But you can see that we're now up to 81 here. How you doing there, Vulcan? Good to have you, my friend. How you doing there, Flanza? Can THD support the Noumea defenders in any way? See, the thing is, I imagine he's going to be very tempted to do so. He's going to feel that temptation to intervene in some way, grow and grow. I think in some ways that's actually a really good thing for us. I'm going to take a look at the G3s or G4s at Luganville. And what I might do then is actually have them set to naval attack. The reason being, I'll take a look at the range of which I can actually escort them with the fighters. But I think potentially we look at that. But the thing is, it's like, I've not seen anything moving into the area yet. I just don't think it's likely that it's going to look towards sending anything to Noumea. The thing is, the island is doomed. It's just a case of garrison being destroyed. And it is going to happen. It is going to happen. Let's take a look over here then. So we've attacked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So we've attacked for a week in total. Feels like a much longer time, doesn't it, really? But we've been here about, what, did I say 12 days? Give or take. Well, the thing is, it's like, if he outlifts his forces in there, like, how much can he really send in there that's going to make a difference? We have, what is our actual strength there at Noumea? Let's take a look. I mean, we have, 4,226 frontline infantry, 8,725 second line infantry. So we have an assault value of 279. The thing is, what is he going to be able to do to counter that? He can, well, I mean, this is it. If he's lifting forces in from Fiji, that's good. Because at the end of the day, he's taken them to, like, Noumea, where they will be just destroyed. And the thing that's holding us up at the moment is the terrain here. So let's take a look at the other units then, shall we? So we'll take a look at the 144th. There we go. Right, so they began the game with 80-90, so they had high morale from the start. I mean, their morale's pretty good. The experience has increased then to 81, which is interesting, actually. Their morale's at 95, down from a high of 97. But still pretty good. We can see here then, yeah. How you doing there, Feta? So you can see how the fatigue has diminished. I think fatigue at 15, you can see that's definitely increased by a few points over there. Assault value has decreased from 95 to 85, well, to 84, sorry. Let's take a look at the contents there of the actual unit. You can see that their table equipment did recover to 86% out of 96%. It's now down to 81. So it's lesser than it was over here. But yeah, roughly the I suppose it's in a good-ish position. I think a rest. I think a rest is worthwhile. I think the reason being, well, I really do not think he's going to come to the island. I really don't think he is. To assuage fears, what I can potentially do then is, let's take a look then. So we have the G3M2s over here. We do have the Ki-43 Oscars of the 54th Sentai. Now, they've been training, which is very good. I'm glad that they are training. You can see their experience is actually increasing, which is very, very nice. Very nice. So I've got the G4s of there. So we have a good few of them in maintenance, actually. They are being run quite hard at the moment with the 7030. So I think what it might be worthwhile doing, actually, is let's take a look. How are the pilots doing? I could probably do is stick in the pilots on rest, actually. Yeah, the fatigue's not exactly great. It's not so bad on these aircraft. We do have the H6K4s out here as well. Quite a few days on these guys. Yeah, fatigue's very high. Yeah, there's a lot of fatigue there. Experience is okay. So we'll have another few aircraft ready tomorrow. Yeah, some pilots are pretty fatigued there at 8. Average fatigue's 20. I'm not going to turn them off completely, but what I'm going to do here then is change the percentages around. So I'll have 40% of them actually fly. That's 10. So we would have range over here. I could have them fly naval attack, actually. I'll have them fly naval attack at that revised level there. With the torpedoes. Increase it to 8,000 feet. Yeah, I'd love to get another airbase set up, and we could potentially do that. We do have access to drop tanks, which is fantastic. So we have a range of maximum of 12 there. Now, the thing is, New May is 10 hexes away, so I could potentially support an attack to about this distance over here, actually. Oh, how you doing there, Seaside? It's good to have you, my dude. Influenza's a hell of a different name there. Oh, don't worry, dude. Every question's a good question. Right, we're still loading supplies over here, which is taking a long-ass time. What I'm going to do then is, let's see. So these are Hashimis. I could do with moving some additional aviation down here. The base force would be very nice. See, the thing is, I can actually leave the base force over there. And it would be able to look after itself to a good extent. It's got some equipment. It's got some SLF, which is nice. I'm gonna have the submarine actually head into the port of Comac. I've been thinking about the Kitabatai actually. I think what I'm leaning towards is actually having the CVLs go north and the CVs go south. Okay, disband once you arrive. Okay. How you doing there, Carl? Good to have you, my dude. How heavy is the base force? 3924. Cargo is cheap. I need a fair bit of capacity to do that. I'd obviously have to do a couple runs there. We can do that in December, actually. Yeah, we'll go over that one shortly there, Carl. I don't know where the tone is at the moment. I think what we're going to do here, then, is I'd like to have my bombers actually in better condition. They're not in a really good condition at the moment. We haven't looked at them actually to see how they're doing. I think it's worthwhile having a little bit of rest. I think about 80% rest and then just have 20% naval search then. They can still attack in naval search. But then again, it's one of these things of like all or nothing to a degree, but, well, we'll go with the 20% surge. Actually, no, I'll make it 30%. So yeah, we'll go for that then. Oh, these are the bloody... No wonder it was on the wrong thing there. Right, 3070 there. We still have 22 over there. We still have some pilots out here then that do have relatively little in the way of fatigue, so I think we can run a decent amount of them. So I'd say about 30% is decent enough. I'm very tempted to go for the full rest, I'm not gonna lie. Have I detected anything down here from the operational? See, what I'm looking for here then is I'm looking for sightings of aircraft. Yeah, you can see they're being stood down. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. I can imagine Kita Batai is rearmed. I'm going to have them disbanded to the port actually this turn. Right, what I'm going to do then is go for a full rest. I think I'd rather... Because at the end of the day, they're not naval search aircraft, they are naval attack aircraft. They're naval bombers, not search. We have... the Hasis K-Force to carry out that role. I think I'm going to bring these settings down a little bit more. Issue is, obviously, they take a decent chunk of year. Like, look at these, 14 days for these guys. I think we'll go down to levels of 50-50. So the issue is if he was to bombard that, I couldn't move them out of the way. Need to watch them quite carefully, really. Okay, these guys need to rest as well. I think what we do then is, in the time Time being, have them just train. There's really no reason not to. Lovely. Yeah, that fatigue's insane. Well, I've halted the production of flying boats for the time being. The reason is I need other aircraft. I need more of the actual Jake float planes. So we're going to halt the production of other aircraft until I actually have those. I want to build the actual stockpile, because we have been expanding the size of our actual float plane squadrons, I suppose is the right word, isn't it? Yeah, float plane squadrons. Okay. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to stand down the Kiddipatai. So just expand them for the time being. The reason being, how's the plan for H6K4s at Canton? Well, I've got to get the engineers over there first before I can even consider it, really. Okay. Okay. Just having a bit of a tea here at the moment, trying to decide what I want to do. First time I've had a cup of tea in ages, actually. Well, this is it, really. I am thinking about having them rest. Fatigue's very low on the actual pilots over here. The aircraft is not so bad. I think we have like a couple days of rest. Set all fighters on ships in port to rest then. I think we rest for the time being, and then once we have that maintenance down, I can set them training again. Then again, I could have them trained now. Okay. These guys are sent to escort at the moment. So carry capable basic truck. Right, these guys, where's the rest of their unit? So it's at Kendari. So I'll have them fly over to Kendari. Are they actually? Yeah, they are. I'll boost that there. So they're going to fly over to Kendari. Well, this is going to fly over to Kendari, I should say. Unreachable, it seems. Okay, so... Surprising, actually. I thought we'd have had the range there. Is it, Oh, it's in maintenance, that's why. I thought the number was serviceable. Never mind. So just rest. Yeah, we've got 0 replacements. They've already been put onto the carriers, to be fair. Right, they're trading. Right, they're still resting, okay. Here we have the Akagi Squadron. So they're stood down at the moment. Yeah, just burning off that fatigue there, really. Ah, can we... Well, the thing is, it's like, we have replaced the zeros that were lost. We did put the A5M4s on. So they were in addition to the actual firepower there. What I'd like to do is actually have additional zero squadrons on board. So we'll have to see about that one. Yeah, so we'll continue with the actual rest. We do have... let's take a look. So 16 zeros in the pool at the moment, which is fine enough. That's plenty for the moment. Obviously, we'll have more coming soon. Okay, these guys are in ASW patrols at the moment. Which ain't a bad idea, to be fair, but the thing is, it's like... I'd like to rest them. The funny thing is, I haven't seen submarines around track for a little while now. We know he's got one over here at Manus. You're docked up, so you're potentially safe. Probably not. What I'm going to do is take a destroyer there. The thing is, I'd rather not take a destroyer from there. I'll take a destroyer from down here, really. If I do indeed have one spare. I may not actually. Not quite yet, anyway. Let's see, what do I have available for ASW? Nothing really. Okay. It's going to take some time for that unit to actually be loaded up on the ship there, so we can wait. I'm going to have these changed to deliberate attack, actually. Have them ready to load up once we do take the bases again. Right, the good news is we've got these assets out of the port of Rabaul there. Right, there's still some supply to be unloaded, only about 1,000 tons. 7,548 tons over here, then. What's the amount that we can store here? 8,000. So I think that's the limit there. What I might want to do then is actually move the supplies up over here then, considering we have a 17,000 ton limited supply there. What I'm going to do then, because they're quite low on fuel as well, actually. Right, I'm going to take the vast majority of the force out of here now. So cargo. Give it the short-legged. Destroyed there as an escort, the Kazi. She's going to head into the base over here at Salamua, whatever it is. The rest are going to head back. See, the thing is, I want to keep my assets over here, really, at Truck. I really do not want them at Rabaul. There is some sense in having some ships at Rabaul, but the thing is, I'd rather get them moving out of here. The more ships I have in the actual area... Well, in this area, the less safe they are, really. The thing to remember is the fact that, well, he's in a position here to actually strike against Rabaul and the ports around here, so I want to remove the amount of ships I have, right? Really reduce it down. So I've got the Nitai Maru over here. So you're heading to Gazmata. Take 2 days for that. It's due to the fact of the operation, so it's going to take them longer as well. Okay. They need to be moving out. Need to get the rest of them over. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to actually have elements of units. So at least then you have something to form them up over again. Well, and basically reconstitute them out of again. We'll discuss the mini KBs shortly. Okay, so you need another aircraft here. Draw one from the pool there. You're your max. I mean, this is useless. I believe they were from the actual carriers, to be fair, though. Pretty sure they were on board the Kitapatai. Gonna have them rest. Sorry, not rest, train. Have those guys rest as well. They'll be shipped out shortly. Yep, training. Training. Right, they're training at the moment. They're at full strength. They're at full strength, and I'll have them rest. See, I'd rather not give him a tip-off about the presence of the aircraft over here. But he'll more than likely know about it. I'm going to go with the assumption that he knows where the Kitapatai is. Have them rest as well. So we do have the Jakes over here. They can actually pick up the slack in regards to naval search. You can see that we have a very large number now. Notice the actual squadrons here. This is what Infinite has been doing to help us out. So you can see, well, basically what it is we've had them transferred aboard the actual seaplane, cruiser, or one of the carriers, and then their numbers have been increased. So then we're able to put more, and then we'll be able to divide those units. So we'll be able to spread them out further, which is nice. A good number of them here. So they're training in naval search. You can see their experience is growing there. It's a good way just to get the search up. To get the amount of training up as well, I should say. Right. Let's just take a look then. So 6 carriers are over here then. Ships under repair. So while they are here then, it looks like they will undergo repairs then. So they're kept in a state of readiness. That's fine. Battleships as well. Let's see how that changes the other numbers here. Yeah, it's not often they... Well, actually, let's see. So, Heroes at 12, let's see. Heroes still at 12. It looks like the other ones do change, though. Cargo's at 8. How does it change? It doesn't look like it's actually changed. It's just jumping down there. Interesting. It is taking up points, though. That's the thing. Right. Well, repair ship's not going to do any good then, so we'll have you in pier side. That major damage could be repaired in the shipyard, well, with the ships, repair ships, I should say. What I'm going to do here then is set all ships to... We'll set all ships to low priority for the time being. Then what I'll do is obviously prioritize the carriers. Yes, we do see actually that does change the numbers here. Well, yeah. Yeah, Aoba's been doing pretty well, actually. Alright, we'll have the carries then in... on normal then, we'll say. Yeah, we'll go with that. So they'll repair the damage that they can. How you doing there, Snake? Good to have you, my dude. Nagato. And Nagato can be repaired completely here, which is excellent. It'll just take a long while. But that's fine by me. That's quite amusing then. She may yet repeat that. So these guys are on pier side. Let's take a look at them, Cacao. Yeah. That flotation damage can be repaired, it's just a system damage that needs to be repaired here. That's fine. There's a lot of patrol boats here. I think they're being potentially converted, actually. So yeah, refitting a truck. So those are being converted to actual patrol boats, which is fine by me. They might have been might be upgraded. Actually, can't remember what I did for them. Yeah, that's it. I2 has only system damage, so she can be repaired here. I'll place her under pier side, actually. The irony of a repair ship needing repair. Okay, there we go. I think she can't make out to sea then. I mean, this is it. I mean, that's the line of the argument at Pearl Harbor, isn't it? Where they actually think, well, they're a little bit lower than the waterline. No, PT boats are useful. They do serve a purpose. Okay, so the port's still expanded over here. Once I get to size 7 port, then we can effectively rearm more or less anything, which is excellent. Okay, so 46% now. So what I'm going to look for here then is a unit, 2 ships to carry the rest of the independent engineers down here. Though saying that it might be just, no, I think it'd be more effort than it really is worth. I could have them flown out or something of that nature in the future. Let's take a look at the other units I actually have here then. The good news is I've got a lot of naval support here. Very large amount. I don't know if we really sank anything at Pearl. Like, the Pearl Harbor raid was really bad. I bet it was made even worse by me making mistakes there. So not very good. Not very good. Right, I'd like to get the Yokosuka out of here, actually. Right, 14 knotters will do. The tow hose. So they're going to load the Yokosuka. Oh, so we need additional. Okay, that's fine. I can add an additional there. Another Toho. There we go. But the thing is, they just had the shipyard capacity to do it. Right, there we go. So you're loading now. Yokosuka first. SMF. P. There we go. So once they're ready to move out, we'll get them going. What I'm going to do then is, what else do we have here then? So the SNF units can be moved out. So we have elements of the second SLF over here. So they're spread across Wake, Mudang, Truck. Right, but I'm going to get them moving out from here. So we're going to use 2 ships, really. I'm going to, where I'm able to do so, I'm always going to have them split. Even I can have them carried on 1 ship, I'm going to have them carried on multiple ships. The reason being it is worthwhile. Right, the Daigans. Oh, Daigans. Okay, so it's basically Daigans at this point here. How big is the unit? The good news is it would be split up over a few ships there. Ideally, it would have infantry on each. That would be a dream. So, 277 then. Okay, we'll put that together. We're going to have these troops moved out to capture more of these bases in New Guinea. Some of these have very low endurance actually, which is interesting. Tosus. So these can be converted to patrol boats actually. Yep, verify load and load. Okay, so they're both being moved out here, so that's all the infantry being moved out. That's a very nice coastal defense unit. I mean, wow. As to whether we have that moved out elsewhere, I'll probably have it. To be honest, I might have it shipped out to Saipan in the future, really. Saipan or one of the Mariana Islands. The reason being that is where the main line of resistance actually is. Historically, the coastal defense unit was obviously shipped out of here anyway, so I don't think it's a major loss. But it's a good amount of guns. Yeah, the Yamato and the Butai should be nice. I mean, yeah, you look at about, they've got the 200... I mean, they've got basically the heavy cruiser guns there. I don't think any of those... Yeah, we've got some dual-purpose guns though. We've got the 12.7s, the 12 centimeters. They're dual-purpose. A lot of those, actually, 29 of those. Some 80mm dual-purpose, 25mm air guns. It's a fairly strong coastal defense unit, really. Fairly strong. No infantry alongside it, but they do have 3,149 second line troops, basically other troops. Yeah, minefield tenders, that's a good idea. Okay. I'm going to more than likely have it shipped out to another island in the future, actually. I think probably would do better being either here at Saipan or elsewhere. There's no even here at Guam. The thing is, these islands can be built up. Pagan's only at level 2 here. But they can be built up. So jungle, rough terrain. Let's take a look. So jungle, rough. Okay, so they're about the same, but at times 2. It's a shame it's not jungle rough. That'd be great news. Yeah. Right, you're still loaded to supply here then. Okay, so I think what we need to do is decide which island to go for. It might be worthwhile just fortifying Saipan beyond everything else. The other thing is it might even be worthwhile having those guns just taken back to Japan. Potentially so. How you doing, man, Infinite? We're just discussing what to do with the guns from Rabaul, really, as to whether it's worth sending them to Marianas in the future, or whether it's just worth it just sending them back to Japan, really. I'm in favour of probably having them shifted out. I mean, back to Japan wouldn't be a bad idea, really. It'd be a very morbid idea. But it would be the place where they'd make the most good, really. I suppose the thing is, it's like if you're... I don't know. It's like if we were to fortify the Marianas... It's like, well, we'd have to fortify all the islands. But the thing is then, well, he's going to choose one island at a time more than likely. Thank you very much, there, monkey. Now just send them to her. Yeah, Hawaii. It's one to discuss in the future, really, because it's like it would be worthwhile having them in the most arduous defensive terrain possible, really. I mean, potentially even like Okinawa. But the thing is, that's so very far in the future. It's something to discuss really in the future, actually, in regards to what we'll do with them. So, with the Kiribatai disbanded then for the time being. Okay, we're sending our tankers in over here to Roinama. So we'll set their home port to Roinama then. Let's see. We're loading the Chichijima. It'll take a little while, but I'll have that shifted out, actually. Right, so they may arrive tomorrow, actually. Let's see, so they'll be moving. 3. Yeah, I should arrive tomorrow, then. Okay. What I'm going to do with you is actually have you a little bit closer. Well, let's say about that, actually, which is within range. I'd like to have them close by just to keep observation over the island more than anything else. If he gets to the position to be able to attack truck on the Marianas, you probably... Well, the thing is, it's like, it's going to be some time before that, really. Yeah, I think minefields is cost efficient for the defenses from land and air bombardment. The thing is, though, it's like, once he detects an actual minefield, then they become significantly less effective. So it's one of those things, it's like, it's a one-time real force multiplier, I suppose. Like, they are an issue, they continue to be an issue. But it's one of those things, it's like they are most effective the first time, after that, not so much. But so we're loading the Yokosuka over here at truck, we're loading up the remnants of the SLF over here, so they're going to be tasked to take additional islands, or additional bases over here in New Guinea. Right, so we have Nishima. I'm going to have her return to truck. I'll have them head out this way. I'm going to stand these troops down for today and continue with the bombardment. I think the thing is, it's like... We've seen how the actual... I mean, let's take a look again. And we've seen, obviously, the actual data here. So we've seen the fact that they've gone from, obviously, the 9 to the 15, which is not a lot there. But I'd like to keep it low. Keep them in good fighting condition. The battle here is going to end at some point in the future. But the thing is, it's not really at a point quite yet when I think it would end tomorrow, really. Yeah, my Pearl Harbor, indeed. He'd have them cleared away within 5 minutes, I bet. So yeah, I'm going to rest here today. Bombard, obviously, with the artillery still. Which is still going to cause him issues, still going to cause him those problems there. Okay. These units are stood down to rest over here then. We've altered the actual settings for the actual H6K force. I'll do so over here at Wake as well. Yeah, 50-50. Potentially in the future, if I can gain, well, get more aircraft out here, then I could potentially use a higher percentage, but at the moment, not so much. So we see he's got aircraft, we see he's got ships over here then, which is something that we're aware of. We've been aware of activity at Johnson Island for some time, actually. So he's more than likely still doing something over there. Yeah, we'll continue to search over here then. It's always worthwhile to have submarines over here, really. I think even just if they're not that effective, it's always worthwhile having the threat there more than anything else. So what I'm going to do here then, because I don't have anything covered around Brisbane, I'm going to have something moved out that way. Even if it's not effective, it's still more effective than not covering it. So these forces are going to return to track then. Our men are obviously going to be marching as they are. Right, what I'll do then is have these units follow the 56th Division. Yeah, we could see it would be quite bad if this unit arrived. It's going to slow us down over here, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Ah, so it's running the reconnaissance from these ships over here then, okay. Well, what I'm going to do then is obviously change that. Obviously as we're pulling out of the area. Right, works for me. Okay, just have a little bit of night search there. Keeps us in the know, really. Do not unload. Okay. So these forces will arrive tomorrow then. Absolute? Yep, that's fine. So in here then we do have the Ashigara to lead the bombardment. So what we're going to do here then is obviously set a reconnaissance over. So we'll take both of them. Set them there. I could set all 3 aircraft, but I think that'll be a sufficient amount. Like to still have some eyes and ears around us, really. Yeah, we'll go with that. Right, so we'll finish off where we're starting over here then. So I'm going to dock these guys over here then, as we discussed. The patrol in here, obviously set them to a reaction. I think I was going to put in a third one over here, wasn't I? Yep, I was. So they're all in Task Force 44, we'll put the CH6 in here as well. I could do with more fuel here, but I'm not going to draw from the actual other task forces until I actually get the ones out of here that I want out of here, and then we'll draw upon it. Right, VIPDs. So they're loading supplies. Is there anything else I can take over there that's worthwhile? Right, so Kandari and Task Force 96, okay. It might be worthwhile. I think what I'm going to do here then is have them transfer that unit over. Do I have anything else that could perform that sort of task adequately? I could have that. Well, the thing is, the APDs can do it amphibiously, whilst the actual light cruisers would have to do it as a fast transport. Which ain't great. I think what we'll do then is we'll continue to have the APDs do this task. So what I'm going to do then is cancel loading of supplies. We're going to load supplies, but I'm going to do it in a different way. So what we'll do then is we'll take the knife JNAF koi. Yep, okay. Verified load, accept load. They are then going to move over there to Makassar. They're docked up. Ideally, it doesn't take them super long there. But yeah, what we'll do then is we'll continue to increase the amount of naval... well, sorry, aviation support that we have there. So they're going to head back to Kandari once they're done. Yeah, so once they're done, do that, then they can return. So I can have the APDs ferrying actual assets around here, then works for me. Right, so you're gonna be heading to Ambon. So what I'll do then is have the actual float planes from here run reconnaissance over the actual base. Okay, Ambon targeted. We will arrive there at night. It's going to well, I'm going to have a fairly... it's going to have them all on reconnaissance here just to make sure we do get that. Though actually I think I might... no, what I'm going to do then is actually have a Jake still run naval search. Would be ridiculous to have them do that task. I'll have the Pete's run the reconnaissance. Obviously this will be the reconnaissance, they're going to be the spotters for the bombardment, so we're going to need the actual battleships to run their spotters too. Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to cancel that meeting and have them go in there directly. We'll take a look at the actual guns again. So the destroyers are at a maximum of 19,000 yards, it seems. 21,000 yards, 21,000 yards, 22,000 yards. Yeah, so at 22, these guys wouldn't be able to use their secondaries. So what I'll do then is reduce that down to 20,000 yards. So that's above the destroyers, but definitely enough for all the battleships to actually use their main guns. So remain on station, bombard. So they're going to go in there and bombard. So I'm bombardment. Christ. I made myself laugh. Okay, remain on station. They're heading for Ambon. Godspeed. Godspeed to them. Make sure they're all planning for Ambon. Not like it's going to make a difference with this plan, but at least it is the thought that counts. Okay. I'm going to make good use of these light cruisers over here, actually. Okay, so we are running our ASW over here. I'm going to have that 60-40, however, actually. Which means I could run 30-70. But in a decent condition at the moment. It would be nice that this was the AI and you could start another turn straight away. Well, this is it, but the AI is just not that competent. And it's good, but it's never going to be on the same level as a human player, is it? I suppose sometimes it's enjoyable having that weight, because it makes you want to see it more and more each time, which is awesome. Really do enjoy it. I mean, THG is a good opponent. Okay. Do not retire. So unload cargo. They're going to deliberate attack next turn. Okay, they rest and train for the time being. Revive, destroy Minesweeper, and this submarine tender over here. It's not really a great position to have it, but I'm going to have it here just to make sure it's actually there. Now, Infinite actually did raise a good idea in regards to actually having the AKE actually sent over here to Kopang. The reason being I could use it to rearm the carriers, and that could be done really. It might be the safer path. So look at 12 hexes to arrive over there. If they were to head to Kopang, that's 29 hexes, which is further. Is it 29? 19, sorry. Yeah, 19. It's a little bit further, but it does mean that would be ideally avoiding the worst of the submarines over here. Let's take a look. So that is, I'm going to assume this is shallow waters, ocean deep, ocean deep. We'll have destroyers here as well. They're not going to arrive in these waters until the day after anyway. But we'll see how they get on. We'll decide at this point really as to whether we have them continue on down to Kopang. And we'll have to see what the actual results of the landings are there at Kopang. In fact, I think I'll... No. Tempted to have them all reconnaissance, but the thing is, it's easy to get caught up in that sort of stuff, really, isn't it? Right, let's make sure they're planned for Kopang. Kopang. And that's 4,452 troops. Obviously not all infantry, but a decent amount. Okay. Have these guys rest and train for this IBN. I'm going to have them begin to plan for a new target. So I'm going to use this sea detachment to eventually take Balapapan. So I need to figure out how I'm going to use these guys. I think Denpasar would be a good start. And obviously this would be the next base in Vienna that we'd really need there. Yeah, that's true there, Pirate, but the thing is, it's just completely out of the question. I saw the discussion regarding Portland, I believe it is, but it's just one of these things where it'd be very, very gamey. That, and obviously the landed force. It's one of these things of, well, maybe at the start of the game you could attempt that, but yeah, at this point in time it'd be really, really daft. Oh dear. Those landings at Kopang seem rather risky. If you attack you a decent force itself... But the thing is, we're already here at Kopang. So... The thing is, like, well, there's no decent force here at the moment. We do have it being covered by a heavy cruiser, 3 torpedo boats. The thing is, we just need to get them landed. Get them off the actual boat, and then we're good to go. The numbers look encouraging. I mean, this isn't obviously very good information there. But if it's any way encouraging to see numbers like that, then I suppose that's that. We did have the 3 Jakes there of the actual Ashigara. Isn't the I forget. We have the actual heavy cruiser there as well. So obviously they've been running that search there, so they haven't picked up anything in the area. Not to say that they haven't missed anything, they probably have. But it's not super likely that it has anything in this region at the moment. We did have the naval search out from Kendari, which was going about 17 hexes, which actually does cover the entirety of the Timor Sea, which is something good. We do have these assets on naval strike next turn. I think I'm going to reduce that. We'll have it down to about 20% rest, 10% search. I'd be tempted to put some reserves in here, but we'll see how things go first and foremost. Well, this is it, but we had the naval search over here. We've had the naval search over here. The thing is, it's like, well, he's not exactly doing much to pose us. So it's one of these. I think it's a safe bet. The thing is, we'll land at Kopang tomorrow, so it's one of these things of, well, we're going to land there. We do have the mini Kidapatayoni here as well, so that's something to bear in mind. Now, in regards to the mini Kidapatai, I think what I'm going to do is actually have the Hosho and Taiyo potentially head south and then have the light cruisers head north. I think the way we're going to take this is, well, the issue is I'm quite low on torpedoes. Very low on torpedoes. So I think we do need to actually reorganize the aircraft here to an extent. So it might be we take maybe, well, I don't know. We'll have to think about how we're going to do this. It's going to be a little bit confusing, really. I'd prefer to keep them together just because of the ease and obviously having access to all the assets there. It's something to think about, really. Now, Infinite tells me here that naval searching and combat amateur do not take sorties, which is good. Okay, Ryujo and Hosho. I was reading the suggestions here by Infinite. Ryujo is your combat amateur search carrier. Right. Well, the thing is, we're not looking to engage here. The thing is, this was a pain in the arse. I really would rather have not engaged that. I think he was doing that deliberately to... And I can't fault him for it, because it's not against the rules. It is a bit of a pain in the arse, but it is what it is. I'm going to have additional submarines move on to actual shipping lanes over here, actually. But it is a little bit annoying. See, something that does soak up the actual sorties there, but it is what it is. I'm going to run submarines up around this path over here, then try and prevent him from actually moving to that area. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go for, really. And we'll figure out how we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do here then is actually save the game. I think it's one of those of where... it may... well, this is it. I'd be tempted to send both the CVs south, but the thing is, it's obviously the issue is the amount of, well, sorties and torpedoes I actually have. It's a pain in the arse. It's like, obviously, if they were in fresh states, it would be significantly easier of a decision, but it isn't. So we'll have to take the, we'll take what we have then. It's going to be really an interesting one to decide upon how we're going to do this. Now, let's take a look. So we have Ryujo. The thing is, it doesn't actually show me the sorties left, which is irritating. Does it show me here? No. We'll take a look at the actual suggestions then. So, Infinite was really so very kind and actually spells it out for me. Right, okay. So, sorties on each carrier. Ryujo 40, Taiyo 52, Hosho 181, Zuiho 200, Toyoda 63. Okay. Note that escorts for airstrikes use sorties. Naval search and combat amateur do not take sorties. So you want to assign your low sortie carriers, Ryujo and Taiyo, to higher naval search and combat amateur percentages while assigning Zuiho and Hosho to escort and strike. It carries in general. Okay. Let's stay away from coastal hexes. So Ryujo and Hosho, which sneak straight southwards. Okay, so we'll try and we'll see what it looks like then. So Ryujo and Hosho. That's good speed, to be fair. It's a shame that Taiyo is so slow, but the thing is, it doesn't particularly matter. It's like I'm making like a lot of like nonsense about the actual speed. In reality, the cruise speed's still good. We're still looking at 15 knots for the cruise speed here, so they can keep up with each other. Taiyo, 15, yeah, so she's perfectly capable of the cruise speed. So no, obviously in combat, but it makes any sort of difference, but that's fine. So now the question comes down to what do we actually send with them as escorts? Let's see. Yeah, arrows. We'll draw the arrows soon. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll get the actual aircraft set up first, and then we'll go ahead and divide the escorts. So, as Infinite does point out here, well, let's see. Okay. We do have some sorties which are nice, but no torpedoes remaining. Issue is obviously they're split into these like strange squadrons, so what I might do is actually put them back onto their parent carriers. Yeah, we're gonna have some flat tops going north, some flat tops going south actually. So where is that actual home carrier? Right. God, they are split up, aren't they? They're on board 3 carriers here at the moment, Ryujo, Hosho, and Taiyo. Alright, what I'm going to do here is rebuild the unit. We don't have any torpedoes anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter anymore now. So I'm at the limit here, so I might actually transfer them off. So it'd basically mean that we'd have, well, 17 fighters that are going to be mostly resting. Well, I'm thinking that we have the float planes. Sorry, is it the Chiyoda or the Chitose? I forget which one we have here. I think we'll have them go north. Gives us some additional sorties and just gives us prior warning of what's going on, which is very handy there. So I do have room for one more there. Oh yeah, they get the, was it the F-80 shooting star? That's like well into the end of the war though. I can have a few more aircraft aboard the Taiyo. So some of them aboard the Ryujo. I've got a few sorties here. Yeah, what I'll do then is transfer them back over. How you doing there, Cola? Right, to the armor. There's a lot of sorties here, actually. But obviously we are at a point where we don't have any more room there. So I think they're going to go boldly tire. Yeah, so see detachments on Hosho. So from Ryujo, Taio. So I think the other elements on Hosho. Bollocks, okay. So can't transfer them over, which is irritating. Two days until she can be rested. Well, 2 days until she's useful. Okay, so that's the one that's undergoing maintenance. Also undergoing maintenance, god damn it. So we'll have to merge them in the near future, really. Okay. So let's take a look at this then. So what we're going to be doing here then is flying a lot less than the way of escorts. Like those bloody ships absorbed a lot of our sorties, which is a pain in the arse. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to go with a very heavy level of combat abattoir. The reason being it prevents most of the zeros from actually leaving, so 60, 20 rest. Now, thing is, just take a look at the range. 7. So we're going at 7 anyway. Don't have any torpedoes, so we'll go with 7. So we'll have them fly 10,000 feet. Yeah, so we'll go for 7 hexes. I can't go any further than that anyway. Oops. Okay. Then, Infinite does make me, well, informs me that when it actually comes down to sorties, like, we've seen that we've had naval search actually attack ships before. Supposedly that doesn't actually use naval sorties. So what we're going to do then is have these guys on a high level of search to actually take advantage of that, so 30, 70. There we go. Though, then again, I can just have, yeah, just have them actually set there. So, naval search. They'll rest anyway if they're not doing anything. 10,000 feet. Well, in fact, I'll have them on 6,000 feet then on naval search. Well, actually, no, naval strike. Naval strike. But I retain the ability to attack then, so, yep. Never mind. 10,000 feet will do. Yep, that's fine. So then 30% are available for an actual attack. That makes sense. Right, there we go. These guys will be doing the same. So let's see, we do have a good number of sorties over here, which is very good news. So, 70%, 30% rest. 7 hexes of range. Alright, there we go. Now, it's a little bit different for Zuiho and Hatayo. So we'll have the actual clause, yeah. 30, well, 70-30. Could go... In fact, I'll have... Well, then again, Yeah, we'll leave that 30 off there. I could give them the drop tanks. Issue is they can't make it to 6 hexes anyway. Well, 7 hexes is really what I needed. So I think we'll leave them with the drop tanks off. I might have them down at 15,000 feet, to be honest. We'll have them down at 15, because it's not the fighters that we're having to deal with here. We're having to deal with the enemy bombers, aren't we? If I change them to naval... Yeah, I'll double check, but they should be naval attack. Not these ones. Well, these ones, yes. Sorry, just... It's a little bit confusing doing this, just because it's like, you kind of wish they had, like, both of the UI elements on the screen at the same time. Yep, naval attack, that's fine. Okay. What I'm going to do then is go 40% there. 40% is fine. I could have them at 25,000 feet. It might be worthwhile having them pretty high up. Either 20 or 25,000 feet. Then we'll go for about 20,000 feet to help out with the actual coordination. Have them down to 7 hexes of range, which doesn't particularly matter, as they're not going to go any further than the bombers. So 40% there. So I see some 2s in this task force there, 20,000 feet. Now these guys, they're going to be different, so let's see. Are we in the right carrier force? Yep. Okay, so Zuihos, they're going to run 10% naval search in their naval attack. So I'll have them with the bombs there at 10,000 feet. Okay. The reason for this is because we'll have the Chiyoda. There's indeed the Chiyoda. Okay. So Naval Strike, 10% there. So they're both running 40% and rest. 20,000 feet. Same over here as well. Obviously once they're able to join the battle, that is. But they're not going to be searching. These guys we've discussed, they're going to be on 70%. It's going to be a scary time. I'm not going to lie about that, but it is what it is. Okay. What I'm going to do is actually lower the radius down to 8 hexes to make sure we don't push them too hard in the fatigue. The good news is we do actually have some additional sorties from the seaplane carrier. Obviously, I do not want to push them beyond into extended range because then obviously they do not use the 4 bombs. We obviously want them to use the extra bombs there. So, 4 bombs rather than 2. At least there's an increased chance to hit with those guys. It's easier to hit with more bombs than it is to hit with less. So we'll go then with, let's see. I could go about 70-30 perhaps. Maybe 80-20 actually. Fatigue's quite low at the moment. They're saying that I'm going to go all in. The other guys over here as well. Yeah, there we go. The reason for that is so they're able to... Well, we're going to be taking advantage of that naval search. You can actually get the attacks there. The Zeros fly with drop tanks. Drop tanks increase fatigue, don't they? They do, but I don't think the Zeros have the normal range. We'll double check with the Zeros just in case. Okay, they can still fly about, so that's fine there. So I'll take them off with the drop tanks. I think I was thinking of another aircraft there. Love the Zeros in its range. Right, there we go. Oops. Bring that down to 7. There we go. Well, the thing is, it does have that increased... it's the weight on the aircraft. You can imagine, obviously, it's less aerodynamic. So obviously it's going to increase the amount of drag, and obviously the engine's going to have to work a little bit harder. And you can imagine, obviously, it's going to be further... Well, it's going to be out for longer. It's going to be... Well, yeah, it's flying more, really. It's out for longer times, I suppose you could say. I'm curious, if we get late enough, do you plan on conversions of all seaplane carriers to proper aircraft carriers? Yeah, we're going to convert them all to the aircraft carriers. It's just worthwhile doing so. So we can still fly search aircraft from the carriers. Okay. Right, now as to how to actually split up the actual escort. I think it's worthwhile having... I may just maintain the actual heavy cruisers in this force, the reason being, well, it's heading towards where the danger perceivably is. I think what I want to take advantage of here is the fact of having a smaller task force that's a little bit light on the fuel. We have one heading south, so at least we'll actually have the ability just to sort of cover our backs. Kopang may fall the day after. And the day after tomorrow, so we'll see about that. It's one of these things where we have to be somewhat cautious about this, but it's one of these things. He doesn't know the problems that we have. He's only seen that the carriers have been striking. He'll suspect that they're running out. I mean, he'll have his suspicions. I think it's been a very... It's been a good move by him, obviously, to send those ships out there just to soak up all the sorties. It is banging in the arse, but it is what it is, really. I mean, ideally it is in the last journey. But I don't think we'll be doing too much in the Indian Ocean after this one, really. I mean, all of this is aimed at trying to really garner some prizes out into the Indian Ocean. I suppose at some points we do have to be bold, and, well, we do have the opportunity to get away with this. There probably is a response that is going to be coming, but I think what we'll do then is we'll take this into a course of matter of days, really. If the situation looks bad, we'll get the hell out. We do have the ability to pull out. I mean, the fact is we do still have a formidable amount of aircraft. Like, we don't have the... I mean, this... I love the fact that Taman Yamaguchi is leading the actual task force. That does amuse me, actually. Yeah, they're going to have some escorts. I'm not just going to send them as 2 carriers. Don't worry about that, my dude. Right. I feel like having the Megami and Mikuma... That could be worthwhile having a heavy cruiser with them, just on the off chance. I think what I'll do is have the shorter-legged destroyers actually head down with the Ryujo and Hosho. They're all good. You do have the longest legs, but you have the worst AA, but... Let's take a look at the actual destroyer classes. I need like some kind of almanac of just all the fighting ships. These are really good destroyers. God damn, they are good destroyers. I think I'll give it 2 Kikiros then. Gagaro. Potentially a third. Give them a third. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's a sufficient escort. I don't think there's going to be anything. I mean, the thing is, obviously, we've got to bear in mind. Right, okay, now we're going to use the drawing tools. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Okay. So, I've yet to decide the final positioning, but I think what we're going to do then is probably... Oops, that's the actual drawing tool, not the actual arrow tool. Forgive me, senpai. So I think what we're going to do then is probably have them... maybe like that. The reason being, well, I don't need to see what's actually on the coastline over here. Over here, it doesn't particularly matter, because I do not want to get into a position where he could use it as a trap, really. So he could... we did see that he did have fighters over here. He did have a combat air patrol. So he might look to use this as like a long-range combat air patrol trap, which I'd imagine probably would be doing, because that's probably what I would be doing. Is that like an anime reference? I don't know what that means. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we do probably head a little bit further out this way. Obviously they can head due south. Okay. I think 3 destroyers are sufficient. I mean, they are good destroyers. We're not expecting to have much in the way of trouble this way. So they're set to head back. I mean, it's still 63 aircraft in total. So... it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. I need to head as if I'm going towards Perth, so what we'll do then is we'll set the destination to Perth. So what's the actual route there? I need to head more so this way, though, I reckon. Though, actually, no, it wouldn't be a bad idea heading directly, because let's see here. So from their position to, let's say, over here, so that's 6 hexes. So we're looking at striking distance at about 8 hexes. No, 7 hexes. Yeah, about 7 hexes, so that still covers all that lane there. Covers up to there as well, so that's pretty good there. So they can head due south, that's fine by me. Okay. So I think the question is, do we head? It's honestly, pirate. I don't know if you speak in English sometimes. It's like, I have no idea. I'm drawing a blank here. Okay, I mean, I've got a suggestion here from Infinite to have them both. And this is the thing, it's like, I do appreciate Infinite's advice, as well as other notable characters out there, like Mage is usually very good as well for the advice. And obviously the guys here in chat as well. Not saying that any of you aren't as good. All the advice does get taken into consideration. And it's usually something to just ponder over, really, which is why I like to have like a day between the turns, just because obviously when you come back at it with like a fresh mind, it does definitely help. Well, the thing is, it's like with Port Moresby, it's a completely different situation. I've got submarines over here. The Timor Sea I can cover via aircraft from Kendari. I can cover this side via aircraft from Rabaul. So the thing is, it's not particularly required, really. I can see that these guys, they're currently running naval search at the moment. But they're running about 15 hexes. So I can see that's 17 hexes, but 15's bad there. Oops. Then obviously these G4M1s do have sufficiently more range, well, significantly more range. So, 6, there we go. So we can cover basically up to about here. I doubt he's going to be moving anything there. We were looking at the fact that we hit it with the Gidabataille. Well, the fact that we hit any tankers was nice. I don't know if we sank them all. I think we probably sank the ones that we did hit. No, I don't know, it's one of these things. We probably missed more than we actually sank. But that's just how it goes, really. If you can't find a target, you can't really kill it, can you? Now, infinite suggestion is maybe to make it look as if we are running towards Australia, which I can get behind. Then it does really throw... Yeah, I think what we're going to do here, then... Okay, I'll tell you what, just to make sure that... Because we're going to have additional destroyers in here, aren't we? I'll throw Makuma in here as well, just to make sure that we do have something solid there, just as a backbone to the force. Vannon obviously gives us the ability to run the naval search for these guys, which is also going to be required. I'm going to keep running them at 10 hexes, so we can have it spaced out. So I think that's worthwhile. At least then we do have a solid force there. Might not be enough to protect the carriers, but at least it is something. The carriers themselves, they do have the 140mm guns, left side, right side. So we've got 2 guns there each. On each side, sorry. These guys are... Yeah, these are just AA guns. They've got the star to say they're dual purpose. So I suppose, yeah, they're 12.7s. 127mm guns, so I suppose they could be used as actual defensive guns, well, surface guns. Well, the thing is, we've been seeing, well, we can estimate that the actual, well, we can gather, I suppose that's the word. We can assume, that's it, we'll go with assumption. We can assume that the convoys have been flown from Osthaven down here to Perth. I can't be certain, obviously, because I can't see that. But I think it's either Perth or Darwin or one of these other bases here, but these bases make the most sense, like Darwin and Perth. He could potentially run to Geraldton, but the thing is, obviously, it's in the same direction. This is going to be a significantly different prospect. I don't think he's going to be running anything here. I think what we do then is we run south then. I think we'll take both carriers south. I could potentially even take these carriers a little bit further out here. But I'm going to have them south. So I think what we'll do then is... Okay, what I'm going to do... Right. The thing is, I don't want to be in range of these arseholes. So I'm going to head two hexes south here. But I'm going to head... See, the things are going to be picked up by this anyway, aren't we? Moving southwest. I think what we'll do then... is we'll continue down this way. Then I'll head this way. No saying that. We're not going to hit Australia per se. We're going to try and hunt anything in the area. But what I think we're going to try to do here then is maybe... Yeah, I think we try to give him the idea that we're headed to Australia. The thing that annoys me is it's like we've got those ships nearby, but they'll reveal our they'll reveal our position. So I think to make this actually really work, I think we'll continue south. I just think it's one of those where I really don't have a choice due to the nature of these bloody ships being here. I need to get away from them, really. So let's see here, man. So you're heading that way. You're heading that way. So, 1 hex apart. Okay. 2 irons? Yeah. It's a pain in the arse, because the thing is, I doubt that... I don't know, they might be able to make it Australia, but the thing is, they're a pain in the arse. I can't believe how many ships are actually in there. Massive pain in the arse. They're deliberately there. I mean, this is it. If DHG isn't doing this as a deliberate maneuver, then I don't know what. This has got to be a deliberate maneuver. I think it's deliberately sending them out there just to absorb the sorties and the torpedo strikes, which is irritating, but it is what it is. It does make me wonder if there should have been, like, some sort of house rule concerning, like, use of allied assets. But then again, it's one of these things. It's like, well, how can you simulate public opinion? It's one of those, isn't it? Maybe one day we'll be able to find, like, some sort of mechanism. I mean, something I was toying with is maybe having, like, an impartial group. Or having it as, like, basically the Discord would vote on such things, and then... But then again, it's one of these things, isn't it? I don't know. It'd make it a very complicated process. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain. Like, I'm going to say kudos to him. It's a good idea, and it does work. Wow. Let's have a look. Well, I was thinking those ships is a good thing, but I'd rather think other stuff. I mean, it's showing me 10 ships in here, but these are all... They're all, like, tiny little ships that aren't worth that much. Like, if we take a look... these AMCs... They're only worth 1 victory point. I mean, they're only 80 tons. They're really jackhole. The bomb will just annihilate them. It looks like he's actually taking the valuable assets and having them head out this way, which is understandable. But the good news is, I think... Right, okay, so I think really how we're going to take this then. I might even move the other group of bombers in here, to be honest. I think I will do. It's going to push us over, but I think we can manage that. I might take the Ki-27Bs over here and have them shifted elsewhere. It's the noise could be shifting out as well, actually. Well, I mean, he's gained something from it in the fact that he's soaked up valuable sorties and torpedoes. So, like, he has gained something from it. It's the thing is, like... Well, the thing is, obviously, he's, like, losing ships. But really what he's trying to do now is, well, partly ascertain where our actual carriers are. So, obviously, he can really be aware of them. I mean, this is what I love about this game. It's just so very much what you can do here. It runs deep. But I want to make sure that I can actually put naval bombers over here. Because the thing is, we can run naval bombers here this turn. I'm half tempted to run both as naval bombers, to be honest. It might just be worthwhile doing so. But it would be nice to deal with the submarines. But you know what? They're not very well trained in the ASW, are they? The naval search will do a good job anyway. Yeah, the ASW ain't great. We'll run them in naval attack as well. I think have the numbers there. Dominate the actual battlescape, really. So G4M1's are going to run this turn. So we'll have 47 of them flying out. Well, this is it, but the thing is, it's like, these aren't going to be the ships that win him the war. And in some ways, I'm glad that we're dealing with them. Like, I'm not going to say they're not worth sinking, because everything is worth sinking. If I can get it, I can get it. But in some ways, it is good that they're being moved out from this way. Yeah, moved out from the area where we actually need to be. Because it means I'm not going to be dealing with them actually at the landing site, really, which is nice. You know, I hope we can do something similar and cause THG to use Apollo's aircraft and use as targets. Well, this is it, really. But I don't think there's really anything I can afford to throw away. I mean, even stuff that just costs me supplied, still, I don't have an infinite amount of supply. It's like THG's economy is infinite, whilst mine is, well, finite. I think we are making the right moves here. I am quite proud of the progress that we've made here in the Dutch East Indies in the last few days, really. Like, we have been very aggressive in moving into the area, and it has turned out pretty well so far. It could have been bad. I mean, the worst thing was obviously have the Fuso bloody collider destroyed. That's kind of a pain in the arse. But that's just how the game is, and that's what makes the game interesting, because it causes so much in the way of drama, so much... You could write books about the stuff that happens in game, you know what I mean? If it was obviously real life. And the problem is that we don't have a single clue where he keeps his main ships. Well, we do have a good clue. We do have a good idea where they are. I can say with a fair amount of confidence that they're over here in the north in the Java Sea. That's something I can say with fair confidence. The thing is, we've got a good number of submarines over here. Like, our strength has really been increasing in this area. It has been a hell of a lever breakthrough the actual straits over here to actually reach the Indian Ocean. The great news about that is it does give me significantly more to work with there. A lot of submarines around here, actually. I'm going to bring the patrols really close to me. Was where we actually did detect the submarines. I was tempted to actually try and demine Singapore, but I don't think it's worth it. So I'm going to have them return to Kuantan. These guys are just patrolling here. But they're actually quite viable, to be fair. Okay, well, what I'm going to do here, then, is going to transfer the Ki-51s. What's their range, actually? A 5 at best. That's 5, okay, that'd be pushing the aircraft. I need some aviation support over here in Malacca. Right. This is good to Peru, they need to be stood down. Yokosuka 2nd SLF. They need to rest as well. Right, rest in base force. So the base force over here at Peru, that's keeping the aviation support on. So I only have 48 now, and obviously I'd require quite a bit. I need the actual, yeah, we are going to have an influx of, obviously, aviation support coming in here, which is good news. Once we have the required amount of aviation support, I will fly the bombers. But the thing is, I don't want to fly them as of yet, because the range is no issue. But the thing is, I don't want to have the operational losses and not being able to repair them. I don't want to quite tip them off to the actual forces as of yet. Well, we know that he's got the Hermes in there. The fact is, it's like he's more than likely... His main carriers, like the USN carrier fleet, is more than likely at Pearl Harbor, around that area. Somewhere in the Pacific, somewhere between like Pearl Harbor and probably New Zealand. They're probably in that sort of stretch of waters. Well, that's probably where they're going to be showing up. He's got Hermes in the Java Sea. Potentially, unless he's pulled it out at this moment in time, which I wouldn't know about. We do have naval search in the area, but we can still miss things. As for the... I think they're in the Java Sea. He does have another carrier, but the thing is, I don't know where that other carrier is. I'm sure we'll find out in the near future, really. Okay, so they're resting and burning off that fatigue there. They're training. So I do have more bombers that I can actually get involved in this. It's just obviously getting them there. I need more aviation support. So, once we have the additional aviation support, we'll get those guys shifted. I'd like to get them moving now, but the thing is I still need it. And the thing is, he'll not reveal them unless they're actually attacking, so it's one of these things you just have to deal with that. Right, Kuantan is 5 hexes away. Well, I can shift stuff over to Kuantan. Obviously, I have to shift stuff that's actually movable. The thing is, it doesn't really help me that it's on the rail lines. Eh. Right. Well, that's heading to Tenno. What I'm going to do is instead have that head over here to Malacca. And then I can actually make use of Malacca. It's only level 1 airfield, but I can make use of the level 1 airfield here. Keeps it garrisoned as well, which is handy. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to clear some of the room out. So I'm going to transfer the Ki-53s. Sorry, 51s. So transfer them here. I think what I do is actually increase the altitude a little bit further. The flak is causing a lot of damage, but it's not so bad. There is some damage here, though, that is going to have to be repaired. But I do need to keep up the actual pressure. Okay, it takes us down a little bit more. What I'll do then is fly the other Kates from there too. They can have the range. Right, they're still in escort over here, which is fine. What I'll do is give them those that drop tanks. So it's 5 hexes from... Is it? No, this is closer. 3 hexes, okay. That's sufficient actually. They might be able to do it just with the, without the drop tanks. It does push them into the, 3 hexes is 3 hexes, so they can manage that. Yeah, we'll keep them like that. So they're in a good position. That's fine. So once we get the aviation support there, that'll be okay. So that takes us down to 203, so we're still in a bloody issue here. I might move the other 12 there. Yeah, I'll move the other 12 out. In fact, what I'm going to do is transfer these guys to Kwantan. They do have the range to make it to Palembang. No, never mind. Oh, no, they actually do. Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah, they can still fly it. It's going to be like the extended range, but they can fly it. Fly over Palembang. It's just the fact is I need to spread it out. I need more aviation support here. I need more airfields. I need to have more airfields able to be used, really. Right, that takes us down here. So I'm going to transfer these guys. So these guys are actually run combat patrol for the airfield, so I think that's worthwhile actually keeping them there. So what I'm going to do then is actually transfer the G4M1s. So I'd prefer to have had another squadron of G3M2s, I suppose, and I could have had another squadron of G3M2s, but having that additional range is worth it, I suppose. So I'll have them travel down here to Johor Bahru. Right, so it does take us over by 1, but that's actually really not bad. I can manage that. Naval torpedo. Low naval bombing. So it's either a torpedo or 2 250-kilogram bombs. I think the 250-kilogram bombs are sufficient for now. But then again, it might be worth it to fly the torpedoes. But then we're having to go down to a lower altitude. I think we fly with the bombs for now. What I'll do is have 10% on rest and 20% on search. At least then we can actually identify targets as well. $10,000 feet. How you doing there, Raghar? Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, as far as it goes, historical precedents really don't matter that much in the game here. We are making good progress in the area. So we're capturing all the bases over here. We're capturing Kopang tomorrow. Tanat should fall tomorrow. We'll be invading Ambon tomorrow. We're preparing to land at Balapapan shortly. I'm going to prepare to land over here at Denpasar shortly as well. We're looking towards shutting the door over here in the Java Sea. So we're getting there. We're getting there. The thing is, it's like we are behind here, but at least we have achieved something that the Imperial Japanese never achieved. Well, the Japanese never achieved anyway. How much more work do you need? Not that much. We are nearly done now. I like the fact that I can spend a lot of time actually talking about this. I think the two-stream system really works well, just because it's like, we have that first stream just to go over our initial impressions, and the thing is, initial impressions are not always right, and having the time to actually think over what we really should be doing is really always a good choice. Okay. But yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, it did take a while for the Japanese to conquer... Well, it did take them some time to conquer the Japanese... Sorry, yeah, the Dutch East Indies. So I'm not in a rush as such. We are obviously, like, trying to speed things up as much as possible. But I'm not going to go and make silly mistakes, I suppose. We do have now 4 divisions assembled here. I'm still waiting for the additional ones to arrive. I'm going to take the 16th and 15th Naval Guards out of here. They have no business here. And I can use them to secure other parts of the Dutch East Indies. So we'll have them shifted down here to Kuantan. Sorry, yeah, to Johor. Ah, god damn it, Kotabaru. Have them shift out that way. 124th. Rebuild the unit at long last. And this is the first time. Is it the 124th? I think it was the 124th that was immersing for all that time, actually. Right. Yeah, that works. So we are prepared to land at Sinkwang, so we'll get that ready then. What do I actually have to carry out to be landing there? I think I'd rather use these ships over here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is actually put these guys in. Put you back into port. So that's all I can afford to dock. I think it's obviously significantly quicker when you have things docked. What's the actual load of the 124th then? So we're looking at 3888, 228, so we're looking at 4116. It's a good number of men, really. It's a good number of men. Our lift potential here is 3525. Another one would be quite nice, actually. How many troops does DHG have in the Pacific? I don't know, really. How long's a piece of string? It's one of those, really. It's hard to say. Hard to say. I think we'll have the actual patrol boats. I think what we can do is actually have something else. I would like a heavy cruiser. I've got some light cruisers over here. Right, so grab the 124th Infantry Regiment. Right, verified load, give them the supply there. Thing is, I'd like to have more supply over here to Kotabaru. That bringing in about 1,500 tons. Right, you load supply here. I'm going to move a few thousand tons of supply into Johor Bahru, actually. Sorry, Kotabaru. Continuous supply for the... Yeah, there we go. Leave one available. Dock and move them in there. So the reason why I'm doing that is because I do need additional supplies here in Malaya. We're going to be soaking up a lot of supplies over at Singapore shortly, so having more is very good news. I mean, how many divisions does he have in reserve already? But I don't think he's going to have that much. The thing is, these are questions I can't really answer, because obviously I'm not familiar with the Allied Order of Battle for February 1942, really. I'd like to get to the point where I can actually give you accurate numbers, but I'm going to have to do a lot more on the way reading in regards to that. Okay. Now, we do have our task force over here, so I think what we're going to do here, then, go to surface combat. Have them set to 6 reaction. I'm going to have them on normal threat tolerance. But what I'm going to do here, then, is we do see that he does have these forces, so I'm going to take advantage of that. So we'll attempt to raid them with the 2 destroyers over here. They are very good destroyers from what I do recount, actually. Yeah. 19,000 yard range. Ideally, we don't get our asses handed to us by 2 patrol boats. I don't think we will, but we'll see. But they're going to be in the right mode. So they're moving east, so they're heading over here to Tanakan. I think what I'll do is actually go for 3... Actually, 2 should be fine. Actually, 2 will be okay. Not too far out there, then. Heading back. You're heading in there. Auto disband once you arrive. In the time being, I'll have that ready to take submarines if I have them. Because I don't really have that much submarines. My submarines are out here. I think what we'll do then is we'll have the AKE, so the Kishino, either head into Kendari or Kopang. Kopang's a good idea. At least it gives us that ability to rearm there on the Indian Ocean. But we'll see here, actually. We'll have the bombardment at Ambon. So we're going to shift our forces down south then with the Kitapatai. The mid-Kitapatai, I should say. Have them shift south. I need to shake off the detection. That's what I need to shake off. I need to shake that off, because if we can move down here to the south, and then begin to loop around, he's going to lose detection over us. And the thing is, I'm hoping, by actually having the naval bombers over here, escorted by the Zeros, the naval bombers over here, I'm going to be able to try and figure out what's going on. All the submarines over here as well, try and figure out what's going on. I've got another 2 going through here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 submarines moving into that area. So if the 11 submarines could make us aware of what's going on, that'd be great. Right, so I've got some light cruisers. Notori and Tama. At the end of the day, they're decent enough, so they can go in there to Kotobaru. Expand upon arrival. Well, they're unloading supplies, so okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we're bringing all the aviation in here. Though, what I'm going to do is have that move to Singora instead. The reason being, I can have it unloaded over here at Singora without interrupting the operations over here at Kotobaru. A port can only do so much in a turn. They're heading into Bangkok, so they're going to be able to unload these aviation units. Right. Well, they're using bombs anyway, so yes, this is going to continue to head towards Bangkok. Using bombs, yep. I think using bombs is the right decision. I might use bombs in this area. It's one of these things of, do I use the torpedoes? It might be more prudent to use the bombs. And it would give him the impression that I don't have the ability to actually use the torpedoes. Which is something in of itself that could be quite handy. It presents different situations here, really. In 1942, they landed at Guadalcanal with the 1st Marine Division. The 1st Division has its HQ in Fiji, so we could guess they would have small ships there. Well, this is it. I mean, if he's got that, how you doing there, Shiver Sprite? Good to have you, my dude. I mean, let's assume then he does indeed have a division, then, okay. I don't think he's going to attempt something down at New Caledonia. The Kitabatai isn't that far away, and the thing is, well, it's not far. We still have, let's see, there's 279 AV here. There's another 56 there. And another 27 over there. I could bring to bear a good number of assets. Right, what I'm actually going to do here then is... I'd like to get them moving shortly, to be honest. So what I'm going to do here is disband you into the actual port. Can that, does that allow them to dock? Sadly not. You're heading into there. Okay, that's fine. I think it's worth resting. I've not detected anything. And I think we do benefit from having that rest. I think it really does benefit us greatly. I just think it's one of these things of like, would he really send a relief force to New Caledonia? The thing is, well, maybe he does. Okay, so let's go with the assumption that he does send a relief force. How long is it going to take to unload? Because the thing is, as soon as I see that force, I'm obviously going to set my naval bombs to attack the area. So the thing is, if he's going to send that force, he's got to have sufficient means to guard it. So maybe he sends surface ships. Okay, but surface ships are obviously vulnerable to aerial launch torpedo strikes. So naturally, he's going to be looking towards bringing his own aircraft to the battle. So let's assume that he does bring the USN carriers. The thing is, that'd be a very interesting situation, because then he's like, well, he's having to guard, he's having to look after that division, that Marine division. Let's say that they land in the Marine division. I don't know if he'd even have a division at this point in time, but let's say he's got the Marine division. So now he's actually bound up and he has to defend that force. He's going to be landing with Japanese opposition. The thing is, our Japanese forces, they would not surrender. They do not surrender. Have a good amount of supply of the island. And the island is jungle rough. Besides Comac, which is jungles. So the thing is, effectively, I could keep him at New Caledonia for a very long time. Really inflict a lot of damage there. It wouldn't be something he could really deal with quickly. We do have level 1 fortifications here as well, which is good news. Basically what these are is the units, if they have any engineers, or if there's engineers here, they basically begin to dig trenches, that sort of stuff really. Temporary fortifications, like earthworks and stuff like that, something that doesn't particularly last that long. But basically, the longer they are there, the more that they actually fortify themselves there. The US fleet suffered a major defeat when they launched landed the troops in Guadalcanal. And this is it. It's one of these things where I think it would be a bridge too far. I think the thing is, he just doesn't have really the... I mean, what does he really gain from that? So he retakes New Caledonia, okay. Boom. Then what? He's potentially blooded that force. Yeah, I just think it's something that it's worth considering, but I just do not think the likelihood of it happening is... Well, I just don't think it's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to be interested to see how that goes. They're going to be escorted by zeros, so that's very good news. $108 kills for that squadron. Quills. Fly them at 20,000 feet, actually. Yeah. Okay. The air division's going to be moving there to Kuala Lumpur. That's where I need it. I hate this for the rail lines. Wish there was a connecting line here. Just double check. Yeah, there isn't. So they're going to have to go down and then back on. It's a shame about the TIE Force over here, but ultimately... Do you want to say move faster than I actually was able to see there? So, well, I don't know. I suppose it was a clear terrain, so they made good speed there, didn't they? That's fine. The JAF unit has arrived over here, so they're going to unpack. And then at least once they're unpacked, I can actually make use of that base there for aircraft in the future. Now, we have been detecting his aircraft over here. For the moment, I have 36 in the way of aviation support. I think what I'm going to do then... the thing is, he's not going to do that. It's like in Malaya, I can bring divisions to bear. Not just one division, but multiple divisions in time. The thing is, he could attempt to do that, but it would not end well for him. It just would be a quagmire. And the thing is, it's like I don't particularly have to even fight him to a degree. I could just wait for him to move on towards me, fight him from a position of strength, and then potentially just invade Rangoon via sea. So it's one of these things where it's not really worth mentioning. Okay. I think I'm going to have one of the AA units sent over here to Chiang Mai. It is nice to actually have that as a potential airbase. So I'll have this unit just sit in here. Okay. Let's take a look. So I'm going to look for ground unit reinforcement schedule, actually. Oh, that's group reinforcement. But actually, let's take a look at that. So I get some more search aircraft here at Kuala Lumpur. Oh, that's nice. And then some... Oh, no, those are the ones I've actually got already. Never mind. But I do gain another G4M1 Betty Squadron, another 27 of them at Chiba in 8 days, which is nice. At Sapporo, get some Ki-46s, and in 13 days, H8K1 Emily's at Yokohama Yokosuka. Kijo, Tokyo... Yeah. Yunyo. Now, it's saying 34 days there, but supposedly accelerated construction. But 34 days, 17 days. As long as it arrives, then that's fine by me. Okay, we'll take a look at the ground reinforcement. So, I gain additional engineers here, shortly, which is good news. We do gain a big burst of naval guards, naval construction, base force, a Singapore detachment. Arrives in 15 days. I don't think that's going to arrive immediately. Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't think it's going to arrive on time. Garrison units over here in Nagoya. These garrison units would be fantastic, but they're assigned to the 14th Army, so it would be brilliant if I could move them out of Japan. Lots of aviation, lots of port units, artillery, naval guard. There we go. I mean, he has a lot of troops, so even if he reinforces Numair, would it hurt him in the long run? Well, the thing is, it's like he's not going to gain anything from it. It's one of these things of, like, the US had a lot of troops, but the thing is, like, well, they didn't use them. They didn't squander them to a degree. The things he would be squandering there. It's like, if he chose to fight at New Caledonia, well, it is really to my advantage. I do own the majority of the island. Plenty of supply, good defensive terrain. I could make it hell for him, really. It's one of these things he can't really afford to get into. None of us can really afford to get into a spitting match over here, well, a pissing match over here. If it would buy his attention, well, keep his attention, then that'd be good for me. So I'm getting to that point now, just like not making as much sense due to the sometimes the stream's going a while and then I end up making less and less sense. You guys know what I'm about. Okay, there's units over here that I want to get moving out. Okay, I do that's enough. The less sense we make, the more THT is screwed. I like that. That's great. Hang on a sec. Where is that unit? Oh, it's at Hong Kong, isn't it? The one I'm looking for. That's okay. Right. Yes, they're at Hong Kong. So you're going to shift out there to Hong Kong. Now, you have a lift capacity of 505, 63, 64. What's the actual size of that unit? Significantly larger. Okay, I'll give them a proper shipment. What I'll do, I'll take... these guys if you have that's enough capacity there. Give him a DMS as a escort. Right, head to Hong Kong. Actually, can I tell them to go and pick that unit up? Figure out how you do it sometimes. Ah, pick it up. Head to Hong Kong. "19th Independent." See, these guys need to be heading. So have them head back to the canton. I wish I'd realised. I should yeah, I mean, this is in the future games. Obviously, I'll be taking into account what units are restricted and unrestricted. So it does make a bloody big difference. Right, still waiting for the heavy cruiser bombardment. These forces making their way down then, which is good news. It's going to take a little while, but it'll arrive when it arrives, and then there'll be another division for us to have available. I'm gonna have them load supplies, actually. I can't remember what their original task was going to be, actually, but I'd like to have them load supplies. Let's see. I'm going to use them as a riverine transportation fleet. Well, flotilla. Right, background elements of the base force. Probably they were for the base force, weren't they? Is that a complete base force there? It is actually good news. I'm going to move the special base force out if I can, actually. Where can a similar move as the one south of Java be made in the future? In what regards there, Shiva? Oh, I see. Right. Engineers, field construction. Well, airfield construction. To be honest, it might be where... Yeah, we'll have a moving transport. So I could actually make use of being on strategic then. Load troops. Not like I can carry it all, actually. I think what I'll do is I'll have it shifted over there to Camran Bay. It's going to take a long while doing this back and forth. I can shift it out there to keep going with that, really. I'll pick these guys up soon, actually. So I could use them probably down at elsewhere, really. These Vals just arrived. I'm going to increase the altitude of the bombers. Okay, now I think in regards to Changsha, I'm going to stand down. And I'm going to build up the amount of supply to actually attack properly. Alright, they're all resting. I'm going to continue to fortify here at Hankau. Yeah, we have level 4 fortifications over here at Wuchang as well. Wuchang being urban light. Hankau looks to be urban heavy, so both good defensive terrain. Trying to get these in. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to stand down. So all of these combat orders, which is fine. So we're going to build up the amount of supply that we actually have in the units. Now, we're going to obviously continue to bomb him. I don't think we saw any flak, so I might contemplate slightly lower altitude. I'm trying 6,000 feet this time. Right, we're in reconnaissance over Chang. Right, Quailin. I'm not gonna lie, but I really want to find out about these bases over here. If those bases are empty, holy shit, things open up. So I could run reconnaissance over there. So I'm gonna move the paratroopers from Shanghai to Luchao. That's 11. I think we have about 12 hexes of range. So the thing is, it's like I could potentially have them moved over here to Hankau, but they're going to be on the rail lines anyway. So what I'll do then is... It's one of those, do I even want to have them on the rail lines? What's the distance from Shanghai to here? 6 hexes. Yeah. Lost some pilots here. There we go. So they're going to go to Bangkok and then obviously down. Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is like, if I can seize one of those bases, I mean, the fact is, I wish I had longer ranged, well, transports, but I don't. So we have to make the best of what we actually have. And it's one of these things, if he's not been garrisoning it for a while, then I don't know if he'll continue to garrison it. He may not have a reason to worry about it. But if I can get reconnaissance going over the actual area, then, well, at least I can see what else is going on. The best case scenario would be that other bases are actually ungarrisoned. I mean, my god. If I was able to, let's say... So we land... God damn, I need to get used to using these circles. I use the squares. The squares are more reliable. Squares never hurt me. So let's say that we were able to land over here. That opens up a hell of a lot. So if this was ungarrisoned, or this was ungarrisoned, if any of these well, obviously Chuking's not going to be ungarrisoned. I'd be shocked if it was. But if I can take these bases without having to march all the way over there, that'd be just... Oh my god. This would be just cut off. He'd be fucked. Essentially. Fucked. It's not even just these guys. It literally is... Oh dear. It'd be kind of fucked. Alright, so these units are moving about, which is good. Have these guys in combat. That's such a really good leader there for that unit. I'll give them a superior leader. So we're going to continue to bombard here. We're going to wait upon the heavy cruiser bombardment force, which is approaching. Have them based out of Hong Kong or something. I really doubt that they can't make it. Might have them based at Shanghai then. Well, the thing is like, we'll be running the reconnaissance continuously anyway, so if there are fighters, then we'll more than likely know about it. Okay. Right, need more supply in the north. They're making really good progress. Yeah, they'll go the answer is moving down. I don't really have anything else that can move yet. Right, they're picking up supply, resources. Okay. They're kind of stuck at the moment. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? That's the dream. Right, Vision's going to head over here to Chengchao. I'm going to reinforce these bases. So I feel like he's going to be marching down here at some point. It is going to happen. Now I can see that he's already beginning to march over here. The good news is, well, he's going to have a really rough time by Hankow. Like a really rough time. The thing is, I could potentially, I don't know if light cruisers can actually make it up the river, but I could potentially bring just patrol boats, or just gunboats, and just have them move up the river and just bombard his force. It wouldn't do that much, but it would be just an additional bombardment there. But the fact is, it's city, it's an urban heavy hex. Yeah, it's crazy. We've seen Dauntlesses once or twice. We saw them in a raid on obviously Tower and obviously at Midway. Okay, what I'm going to do here then. I'm going to move a good number of these agents out. The reason being I want them in Shanghai so I can pick up the artillery and just pick up other assets that need to be elsewhere. Of course I don't have ability transports. Sorry, escorts. I mean, it would be great. It would be one of these things. And the thing is, we can't make any mention of it. I can't tease him in any way, shape, or form about it. The thing is, we're running reconnaissance over the other bases as well, so try to conceal that. I don't think you'll be able to see that there's any detection over the base. Very like Garrison, but Xiaoyang. Right, I'd like additional reconnaissance over here. I need to make sure it's empty. Well, I don't know about winnable. We can win the war in China, but I don't... It's like a 99% chance that we do lose the Greater War. But we'll see what we can do there. We'll not give up. We'll see what we can do about it. And who knows what it might look like by next year or something. I need to get these guys moving out. $45, okay. Okay, yeah. That's the main body there. I'm gonna combine them. So that's 286 and 195. Oh, yeah, I remember now. They could potentially arrive tomorrow now. I've got to point this out as well, but Deep Epic Duck, my god, you made me laugh with this. I'm gonna... Honest to god, that made me giggle so effing much. But no explosion. Oh, good god, that made me laugh. I'm honestly gonna send that to him, but it's like a fucking meme. Fucking love it. I nearly brought a tease to my eye earlier, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we're nearly done with the turn here now. And we've growing confidence our plans grow. Yeah, that'd be nice. Do I need these guys here? I'll tell you what, we're gonna get these guys out of here. Look at them. Look at transporting those douches. I'm going to have them made ready. Basically, we're going to have 3 transport squadrons. Fairness, I probably should have had them move over here, but at least they're going to be ready. I can then get them ready in position, then begin to move things. How's China going? China's going interestingly enough, really. So we're going to stand down over here at Changsha. The reason is I'm going to build up the amount of supply that I actually do have, and we're going to prepare to actually attack on the morrow or the day after, depending on which point we actually have the supplies required. We do have these forces moving in over here, which is good news. Additional engineering regiments are very handy. This base will be nice elsewhere. Infantry brigade over here. Might even have that march up the road there, to be honest. What's the actual garrison here? Is there a garrison? Yeah, there's a garrison here. It's a big garrison though, isn't it? We've got the Kyoko Naval Guard unit moving up the road here as well. The 8th Armoured Car Company is moving. They're trying to move to this spot over here. I have our additional forces here. I mean, we're going to have to engage him here, which is going to be... I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to assume it'll be okay. Don't imagine it'll be much else. I think he's going to be moving upon Xinjiang, probably. To be honest, what I do expect him to do here, then. And it is what I'd do in his position. He's more than likely going to march from Ichang and Nanyang and converge on Xinjiang. Now, obviously, that would break the rail line there. Though, the thing is, it's not all bad. So at the end of the day, that I can live with that. What I'd do is obviously just move up and use the Yangtze River here to move forces from Shanghai to central China. We are building fortifications here, so at the moment we do have level 2 fortifications. It's wooded. So, only times 2. Wish it had been wooded rough, but it is what it is. Yeah, you can use the river. Like, I've got these assets that have been moving up and down the river. There's like a certain tonnage limit, but yeah, we can use the Yangtze River to move supplies up and down. Like, we've got ports here at Hankow and Wuchang. In the future, when the American counterattack comes and fails, name the term 1 by 1 they came, and 1 by 1 they fell. Oh dear. Good to have you, by the way, OCBE 84. Good to have you on board, my man. Okay. I think that's about all we can do here in this turn. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes up in the next turns, really. So, the Dutch East Indies, we're going to be landing. And also, I'll do like a summary of this probably in the State of the Empire video. But yeah. Let's see, I do have my other for the Free Squadron. Well, elements of it. Oh, right, I see. They're not entirely ready, are they? Makes sense. I'll have these 3 fighters transferred down here then to Makassar. I think having the additional fighters there is nice. It just gives us the numbers there. So now it takes us up to 14. When I have the drop tanks, I'll be very happy. Okay. So I think we'll go with that. The Kiddipatai, the mini Kiddipatai, is going to head south and attempt to really shake off detection there. Yeah, there we go. They're not heading all the way down south anyway, don't worry. Kopang may fall tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be an attack at Kopang. It's only really atolls and I think like one base units, or base islands, whatever you want to call it, that do begin with shock attacks. So the good news is we'll be able to get landed there, have a bombardment to help chew him up a little bit, and we'll go from there. It doesn't look like it's a major garrison. Thankfully, there's not like a major garrison over here either, which should fall quite quickly, which is very nice. Name the turn. Minnow swim with sharks. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that, actually. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I like that. Indeed, Tenno, Heika, Banzai. Okay. I think that's all I can do here. We've made some changes to the actual production of aircraft as well, obviously, like reducing production, trying to make the most of our engines, trying to increase, obviously, the jet production, supply usage, that sort of jazz. So I think we'll go with that. I think the big decision was here, and I think it does make the most sense, because I think in reality, let's assume that we're carried on north. He more than likely... Yeah, he more than likely has surface assets ready to go in this area pretty much within a day. So I think we need to bear that one in mind. So we're headed to the south. We might be able to pick up on some additional prizes. I mean, the thing is, he may actually not even anticipate this, or he may anticipate this, obviously, from seeing the directions there. See in 2 weeks when he finally finishes his turn. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, but we'll see about that. Moving the naval assets out of here, actually, because they have no business here. If only. I would have been able to reform the division there. Yeah, there we go. Glad I didn't miss that. I think what I'll do is I'll turn the rest off, just obviously get them out there. There we go. I'm gonna load that fuel, actually. I can use it elsewhere. Now, these guys are going to have shifted over to... We'll get them into Bangkok. They can be shifted to Bangkok as well. Some of them remaining. Obviously, they'll shift over once they're rested. Same here as well. So now that takes us up to... Obviously, these guys will be moving out here. But we're looking at now... Oops. Yeah, we're looking at 61 fighters here. 63 in total. So basically what we're going to be doing here then is I need some reconnaissance to run over Rangoon, but we're going to be gearing up towards actually flying the raids over Rangoon very soon. I think what we need to do then is just see how effectively things go down here, so we're going to need both naval squadrons. Though we will have a new squadron arrive shortly, so let's take a look. Ground reinforcement, so a group reinforcement. So in 8 days I'll have the Misawa KUK-1, so I could potentially have the Misawa KUK-1 actually... they could be the ones to actually run from Bangkok. But I'm going to probably sweep over here, so I think what we're going to do then is wait for the additional aviation support to get into position. But I'd like to have some reconnaissance. Perfect. Okay, that's fair enough. Right, so the good news is then we'll have reconnaissance flying either the day after or the day after that. Also going to have the aviation support here in 2 days. We'll have some AA units move up here to Chiang Mai as well in about probably about 3 days, 4 days, maybe something like that. We'll have the AA at Bangkok. We're going to have aviation support at Bangkok tomorrow. The 22nd Air Flotilla is going to begin to make its way north towards Bangkok, so we'll have that heavy influx of aviation support. We'll actually have the torpedoes available. So basically, we're gearing up to, well, disrupt his operations over here in Burma. And it's going to feel good when we do that. It's going to feel very good. Right. See, I've got the Sasiba over here. Where's the rest of that unit? In Marine. So we'll get that transferred over there, if I can do so. Let's see what we have here that might be worth actually taking down there. Sasiba. The coins would be handy, so I'm not using them for anything here. Bollocks. Okay, well, fine, that'll do. Right, troops, low troops only. Okay. I'm going to patrol just immediately around Marie here. That seems to be what he's actually patrolling. Okay, they need to obviously get their refuel. Okay, making progress. Just taking the piss. Now, that is a spread out unit. I need an escort over here, really. So I'm gonna grab you. You can head down there to Naha, and then at least you can actually... No, sorry, Naga. Then at least you can actually escort from there. Okay, so I think we'll go with that, man. So I'd like to say a big thank you here, ladies and gentlemen. If you do enjoy my content, please do consider becoming a patron of mine. This is my shilling time, and I shall take it as I wish. It really does actually help me out considerably. I will be starting with, well, with my diploma soon. Well, basically college education. Equivalent college. Not gonna, like, moan about it. But yeah. It would be nice to have some help if you guys wouldn't mind in paying the actual college. It's the books. Ideally, I have a lot of books, but we'll see. Well, here we go. This is my Patreon page. If you'd like to support me as a content creator, this is the best way to do it. And follow me here on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch really does make a big difference as well, because those of you guys get to see when I'm live. And of course, subscribe to myself on YouTube and XTRG. So until next time, thank you and goodbye. It's going to name the save here. What did we decide to call it now then? What was that? Minnows swimming with sharks. I like that. We'll go with that one. Minnows they were, but with sharks they swam. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's quite poetic. Until next time, guys, thank you so very much. Tenno, Heika, Banzai. And until next time, goodbye for now.